Most squids hate it, other squids love it. Today I'm going over whether or not squidbagging is really that bad. Now, squidbagging itself means a good bit of things, but I'm going over the taunt version rather than the squid party version. So squidbagging is a type of taunt, which is usually used just to make another player salty. And for those who aren't aware, having salt or feeling salty is that bad feeling you get like when you keep losing repeatedly. Or say, for example, there's a sniper over in Moray Towers that keeps hitting you constantly, and then on top of that, they continuously squidbag you. You know, you get upset, you hit your gamepad, you stomp, you yell, assuming you're that kind of person now, and you're not thinking as rationally as you would had it never happened. That essentially is what feeling salty is. Getting back to squidbagging now, trying to determine whether or not squidbagging is really that bad can be difficult, and you have to have that type of maturity where you can see it from both sides. Like, you have to be able to see it from a squidbagger side as well as being able to see it from the receiver side. So starting with the receiver side, most arguments are that squidbagging is immature and you're being a jerk when you squidbag. And I respect that argument 100%. And to add on to it, you could also be hurting a player's feelings. And that should at least be something you consider if you decide to start squidbagging. Now, I'm an avid squidbagger and I love myself for it. But even I understand that there's a time and place for when it is and isn't okay to be squidbagging. Like, for example, if you're one of those players who joined the global test fire and you're squidbagging all the noobs you killed, shame on you. Like, you're a bitch. I can say that comfortably. If you went to the global test fire and you were killing noobs and squidbagging them on top of that, you're a bitch. And if you have a problem with me saying that, I don't give a shit. You can lick my nipples. Like, fight me, bitch. You ain't shit. But anyways, that's just looking at it from the receiver side. Now, from the squidbagger side, it can be a lot more complex. Unfortunately, I'm not able to speak for all the squidbaggers that are out there, but I know for me personally, squidbagging is a perfect form of a mind game. Like, let's say I just killed you. I'm gonna squidbag you on top of that. Why? Because it's a distraction. It's distracting you from the main objective that you should be doing. Now, some players are much better than others at shaking it off, but at the end of the day, everyone has their breaking points. So going back to the I killed you scenario, let's say that whole thing happened, but instead of you getting upset, you shake it off. You shake it off and say, oh, he's just being an immature jerk. Now let's throw this into the equation. I've killed and squidbagged you over 5 times. Am I still just an immature jerk to you? Of course not. I've become a thorn in your side that you need to pluck out. Now, I'm saying over 5 times because on average, that's how many times I would have to kill and squidbag another player to get them to react. And more often than not, their reaction is either A, to come and try to kill me just so they can squidbag me, or B, when they've realized that I'm gonna kill them again, they avoid me and super jump back to their spawn, or to a teammate, depending on how quickly they're mastering their super jump button. And surprisingly, all of that is a strategy in itself that comes solely from squidbagging, which makes the other player feel salty, which then follows up and makes every move they make way more predictable than it would be if they weren't salty. And again, unfortunately, I can't speak for all squidbaggers, but I know that's the mentality I have, or the approach that I use when I'm squidbagging. So now going back to the main question at hand, is squidbagging really that bad? No, it's not. Why is my answer no? No, it's not because I'm a squidbagger and I want to defend squidbagging. Honestly, if you feel some type of way because somebody's squidbagging you, that's on you. If you know how easily triggered you are, and there's people out there like myself who would squidbag you when they're playing, you should come in at least prepared for that. And don't get me wrong though, I'm not saying squidbagging is a good thing. I'm just saying squidbagging is not that bad. Like, squidbagging is bad, it's annoying, but it's not that serious. I believe that squidbagging becomes a problem when you're doing it to somebody who's not in the same rank as you, or not in the same skill level. Hence the noob example I gave earlier. But even still, I don't see squidbagging being that bad. If you really can't handle being taunted, I strongly recommend that you stop playing games that have online features where you can play against other players. Because regardless, it's gonna happen. Like, there's always some sort of taunting that players are gonna come up with, like squidbagging, for example. Now, this topic about squidbagging is a very difficult topic to discuss alone. I believe there should be multiple people who offer their, how would I say, I don't want to say support, but like offer their ideas into whether or not squidbagging is as bad as most people think it is. Like, I know there's a good bit of people out there who agree with what I'm saying, but on the same side, there's definitely a whole bunch of people who strongly disagree with what I'm saying. And don't panic, please. I respect every opinion, and I listen to all opinions. But at the end of the day, squidbagging is squidbagging. You're probably never gonna get rid of squidbagging. So yeah, stay salty.